The Great Smoky Mountains National Park is the busiest park in the nation. So busy that parking lots are filling up and visitors are parking. Now, we are told 2022 is on track to be the second busiest year in park history when it comes to visits. Park rangers will be installing boulders, good-sized boulders, and fences and other barriers to make sure people are not parking where they shouldn't be parking.
Are they? I heard on the radio this morning they were doing it today.
They started doing like some temporary barriers to like kind of decide where to put stuff. So like if you pass the Alum Cave trailhead, you'll see that they have started to put some like harsher barricades along the roadside parking, and eventually that will be permanent.
So they're starting to put the temporary barriers up for the pay to park. It's December. Everything's supposed to roll out March 1st. So we'll take a look around the park right now. See what's going on the roadsides.
The overriding message from the public was clear. We value the park and we're willing to invest in protecting it for future generations. Still, some felt hurt by this plan. For some, this speed program conflicts with personal beliefs, as well as beliefs that have been handed down from past generations who sold their lands to create the park. We heard you. Those moments weighed heavily on me, but let me share what even weighed heavier on my soul. My duty to ensure this park is protected, to ensure our employees have the tools to do their jobs, and to ensure the visitors of tomorrow have this sacred place to explore. With Park It Forward, we will accomplish these important goals.
As Superintendent Cash stated, Park It Forward is not without its controversy. For those of us that grew up loving and having a reverence for these ancient mountains, it's very clear that the Great Smoky Mountains are being loved to death. Managing the nation's most visited national park, I'm sure, isn't an easy task. But March 1st, 2023 is the turning point. Like it or not, Park It Forward is the Great Smoky Mountains National Park solution to be able to balance conserving the most beautiful place on the planet with allowing access for those who own it.
If you're traveling through the Smokies in the next few months, you may have to maneuver around some road construction. Today, the park announced it will temporarily close one lane at several locations through March. This is so crews can install permanent safety measures at many popular trailheads. Those spots include Alum Cave, Newfound Gap Road near Gatlinburg, and Chimney Tops Trailhead. They'll install barriers like boulders and split rail fencing and others to protect motorists and pedestrians at these popular.
So here's what we know so far. Reportedly, public polling on NPS website showed 85% approval for the plan. Parking tags will start being required on March 1st, 2023, and camping fees will increase on that day as well. The tag will be required to park anywhere in the park. It will be $5 for a daily pass, $15 for a weekly pass, and $40 for an annual pass. The tag will not guarantee parking at any location, as parking will still be on a first-come, first-served basis. Parking passes will be available online, area visitor centers, and kiosks at select parking areas in the park. Backcountry fees will be $8. Family front country campsites, $30. $36 for front country sites with electrical hookups. Group camps will be charged according to size, and daily rental at the Appalachian Clubhouse or Spencefield Cabin will be $300 and $200 respectively. But the park has much more in store in regards to renovations over the next year. Revenue generated by the parking fees, along with the Great American Outdoors Act, will also be used for bridge repair. 19 bridges in the park will be repaired with an end date of August 2023 in mind. Some of these sites will require single-lane closures, while others will require full closure. Renovations to the park headquarters in the Sugarlands area is also in the planning stages. The proposed work includes remodeling of the headquarters building, a new annex building, rehabilitation of water and sewer systems, and the demolition of the outdated Little River station. But by far the biggest project to date in regards to the Park It Forward program is going on at Laurel Falls Trail. Since the plan's inception, Laurel Falls Trail has often been thought of the epicenter for the reasoning why a pay-to-park program was needed.
To put it simply, the Great Smoky Mountains National Park says Laurel Falls is the busiest trail in the busiest park.
Planning, test runs, public polling have all been implemented in regards to the plans at Laurel Falls. Polls have showed almost unanimous favor for the rehabilitation of the Falls Trail and parking areas.
Smoky Mountains rangers say too many people are parking in places they shouldn't near the Laurel Falls trailhead. Rangers will add temporary barriers along the road that will stay up through the fall. Leaders are considering a shuttle to that popular trailhead to reduce this kind of congestion.
The hike to Laurel Falls, but its popularity is causing park officials to ask folks about trail improvements and continued open access. What do you want to see change there?
Now, the Great Smoky Mountains National Park is considering changes to one of its most popular hikes. The ideas for Laurel Falls include widening the trail, adding parking, and creating new viewpoints for the falls.
We've personally hiked this trail more times than I can count. The falls are beautiful. The trailhead's easily accessible. It's paved most of the way. It's a pleasure to hike in just about any season. And just about anyone who ventures into the park has hiked Laurel Falls at least once. But here's what it looks like today. While it could be kind of shocking to see, the gentlemen working here today are actually taking soil samples from around Laurel Falls Trail. The information they gather are going to help us to understand what impacts humans have had in and around the Laurel Falls area. These current temporary closures are going to be followed by longer closures. It's estimated that at some point, Laurel Falls Trail will be closed for 18 months straight for the renovations. The project has been coined the Laurel Falls Trail Management Plan, and we're going to get into that right now. The objectives of this plan are to protect park resources and improve visitor experience, rehabilitate the deteriorated trail surface, improve pedestrian flow, enhance opportunities for visitors to view and enjoy the falls, to address crowding and congestion concerns, and to reduce impacts around the trail. On the parking end of this plan, 54 new parking spaces will be added to the Laurel Falls area. This will be split up in 2 parking lots, and both parking areas will have pedestrian pathways to the trailhead. They also plan to widen existing parallel parking areas with a travel area back to the trailhead as well. Plans for the trail include removing existing asphalt and replacing a wider asphalt path will also be installed for seating, as well as to keep people on the designated trail. There will be a large trailside rest area with a 20-foot radius approximately halfway up the trail. This would include seating and space for small gatherings. Also, the existing bridge at the falls will be replaced, and there will be a second bridge added for the lower falls viewing area. This map reflects the proposed changes. One thing is for certain, historic changes are happening in the park, and it's yet to be seen how these changes will be received. As March 1st quickly approaches, we'll be here to keep you updated as Park It Forward rolls out and becomes the new standard. That's it for us, but we're going to turn it over to FDR to take you the rest of the way. Thanks for watching.
Here in the Great Smokies, we have come together to dedicate these mountains and streams and forests, the thousands of them, to the service of the millions of American people. I hope, for example, that 100 years from now, the Great Smoky National Park will still belong in practice as well as in theory to the people of a free nation. I hope it will not belong to them in theory alone, and that in practice the ownership of this park will not be in the hands of some strange kind of government puppet. I hope the use of it will not be confined to people who come hither on government-specified days and on government-directed tours. I hope that roads and paths and trails will still be built in the cause of the liberty of recreation and not controlled by an individual or by an oligarch.
If you'd like to have your input heard about the Laurel Falls Management Plan, this link will be in the description, or you can write to the address below. Thanks again.